R.I.P. Adesanya. R.I.P. the guy. You will be missed. We will be watching. We have been watching sad edits of Adesanya all freaking day. That's all we've been seeing is sad edits of Adesanya all day. Should Izzy retire? Should Izzy retire? Let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray the guy retires. Let's play these guys, pray these guys. But let's not get it twisted, man. Let's not get it twisted. Izzy could have won. Izzy could have won. But, unfortunately, Izzy wanted to feel something. Apparently, he wanted to feel something. And it's just like, man, come on. Come on. Why'd you have to feel something? Why'd you have to feel something, dude? Why'd you have to go out there and feel something? You got sold by Bahamondes for 500. Izzy is washed. He's doing good in first round. He's not washed. His whole mentality for that fight was just completely wrong. Completely wrong mentality for that fight. But, whatever. What freaking ever, dude. Whatever. Bahamondes did sell, kind of. Bahamondes did sell, but not really, just because it's like, he cheated. I thought Musa 5, we did terrible on predictions, man. We actually did terrible on predictions. We went 6 for 11. What's 6 divided by 11? 6 divided by 11? 54%. We got cooked. We had Adesanya, Barber, Chiesa right, Douglas right, Belgarui right, McKinney right, Musayev right, Hooper wrong, Tabor wrong, Sterling right, Simone wrong. It was a draw. So technically 6 out of 10, which is 60%. I'm taking 60% because it's like you can't pick a draw. What do you, draw shouldn't be nullified on your predictions, really. Should have been a no contest that rest is slow. I wouldn't say a no contest, but it's like, I wouldn't say no contest, but the refs should have definitely have done something. But I rewatched the Adesanya fight like 2 times already, and I've been watching edits of it the whole time, and it's just like, dude, Izzy could have won. He could have won, but he decided no. Let's trade in the pocket with big old Joe Pipes. Like, bro, what? Why do you do such things, my brother? God damn. That's 88. They need to beat them in Boston. Okay, interesting. Oh. It's a lose-lose. Interesting. There was a little weird. It was a good card, though. It was a good card. It's definitely like an 8 out of 10 card. Good card. But now we got Moicano versus who? Moicano, Chris Duncan. That's kind of a good. I think Moicano can win. I think people are probably going to be picking against Moicano. People are going to be picking against Renato Moicano. Let's see the card. What's a card like? The entire card. Moicano, Jandaroba, Tabitha Ritchie as a co-main event. Rough. Yukyayev. What's Yukyayev like? Who did he beat? Rear naked choke, round number 1. I don't remember this guy. Brenton Ribeiro. That should be an easy win for Yukyayev. Rafael Estevan versus Ethan Ewan. I'm going Rafael Estevan to actually win that one. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. Tommy McMillan. Who is this guy? He's a Contender Series guys, I think, right? Yeah, it's Contender Series. Majority decision against Manolo Zaccuni. Zaccuni. Lost to Morgan Share. Oh, yeah, I remember this guy. He's losing 100%. Jose Delano versus Robert Rachula. Probably going to go Rachula. Thomas Peterson, Guilherme Pat. I don't know. Alessandro Costa, Stuart Nickel. Who? Lando Venata versus Darius. I know Darius Flowers. I feel like I know Lando Venata. Asmat Bekaev, Trayshawn Gore. Probably Asmat Bekaev. No idea who this is. Alice Pereira. She's probably losing to Haley Cowan. She's not that good. Charles Radke, that was supposed to be on. Edmund Shabazi was supposed to be on. I mean, it's an Apex card. Are we going to be watching this? Probably not. I'm probably not going to be. I'll watch it. Who am I kidding? I'm going to watch it. But I won't be. I won't, if I got anything else to do in the day, I'm probably going to do that because, you know, it's not that great. And even 327 isn't that good. I feel like 327 is kind of trash. Working on an Izzy video right now. Salute. What are you going to talk about? Maybe you could talk about, you know what I would talk about? Do you know what I think happened? I think that Israel Adesanya was going through some mental things. You know, the whole build-up, if you were watching his YouTube channel, this guy was crying in, like, every video. He was crying because of, he's like, this is for all my fans out there. This is for all my fans. And he just got so emotional. And then after the fight, he's like, I just want to feel like I've been in a fight. He literally got hit in the face and was like, yeah, let's go. Like, that's not the Israel Adesanya that we've seen before. Israel Adesanya is the hit and don't get hit guy. And all of a sudden, 3-fight losing streak, long layoff, coming back, and now he wants to feel like he's been in. There's got to be some emotional thing going on with him. You know what I mean? Like, against Mavov, it was about, like, him wanting to get a comeback win against Mavov. But against Joe Pyfer, it was almost like he wanted to just feel. It's almost like, you remember how, I feel like there was a fighter who was just like, I wanted to feel something. Wasn't there like a fighter one time who was just like, he got into a fight and after he's done the fight, he's like, I just wanted to feel something, you know? Kind of almost reminds me of like the, I want to bang bro. Remember that I want to bang bro guy on The Ultimate Fighter? Dude, I want to bang, bro. I want to bang. That was literally Izzy. Crying, saying he just wants to get into a fight. Something Tony would say, yeah. Yeah, it was 100%. I mean, Izzy doesn't go into Tony level downfall, does he? No way. And you know what? Hey, y'all want to know what I have to say? Maybe he isn't hungry anymore? No. You know what I just put together? You know the pieces I just put together? Izzy isn't losing because he's gotten worse. He's not losing because he's, getting older. That's not the reason he's losing. You want to know the reason he's losing? He summoned spirits and demons to beat Pereira, but it costed him. He's in a balance. It's a he literally made a deal with the devil. Do you guys not remember Israel Adesanya talking about the lead up to the Alex Pereira rematch? This guy was like, and remember when Yuri was talking about how Alex Pereira, no more spirits. I want no more spirits. Anything, no shamanics, no more shamanics. I don't want this. Let's have peaceful, calm fight. I don't want any more shamanics. Pereira uses spirits, demons to win fights. And Izzy, in the fight with Pereira, he's like, I had to tap in to my ancestors. I was in the shower and I was doing ayahuasca and I had to tap into my ancestors. And then he had like the dog collar on. He was literally tapping into like this spirit realm in order to beat Pereira in the rematch. And it costed him the rest of his career. That could be true. I think that's true. Because And you know, call me crazy, guys, but something's gonna happen to Pereira. Something will happen to Pereira. Something will happen to Alex Pereira. Because you can't he summons demons, he summons spirits every single one of his fights. Every single fight, he summons spirits. You know what I mean? And it's just like there's only so many times you can do that. There's only so many times you can do that before it catches up to you. Do you seriously change your pick from Piper to Izzy? You said Piper would win by KO. Izzy slithered back into your mind. Well, Izzy was going to win. Let's be honest. If Izzy was smart, if Izzy wasn't emotionally charged, he would have won, man. He would have easily have won. Like, he was winning that fight if he wasn't, like, just being like, I want to be in a fight. It's like, bro, you're in a fight. Congratulations. You're in a fight. Juliana Rosa? No, Julian. No. You're talking about Julian, the guy who said, let me bang, bro. I do let you bang, Dag. I do. Okay, sure. Maybe Izzy isn't hungry anymore, just fighting. Did you seriously change your pick? Yeah. His confidence has been shot after using that huge upset to Strickland. I don't think it's confidence. He's looked literally the best. He looked his best. I think the best Izzy was Pereira 2, Amavov, DDP. I think those were the best Izzy's. Paulo Costa. I think those are the best Izzy's we've seen. Yuri politely Pereira not to use black magic and occultism against him, and Pereira was going no, was so funny. Yeah. If you're going by that theory, Piper just became Christian. Yeah, but Christian isn't. That's not like being Christian, being Muslim. Those aren't the ones where you're tapping into a deep, demonic, spiritual presence. You know what I mean? Like, you understand what I'm talking about? Piper simply cheated on his girl and then found God. You know what I mean? What a dope thing to do. Cheat on your girl and be like, "Wait, babe. I've actually right now, I just changed. I'm actually changing right now. I found God. I would never do such a thing again." That's how you know he's probably done it way too many times. He cheated on his girl probably way too many times to the point where it's just like, fuck. I can't say I won't do it again. I got to do something drastic. I have found God. I have found God. I will never do that shit again. I promise you, baby. Where does Izzy go? Okay, shut up. Yeah, Pereira, devil worshiper, true. Izzy's ego always gets the better of him. He thinks he's the let me bang bro. Brunson was my fave. Izzy or versus Rob. Those were good fights, but I don't think they were prime. I think the best version of Izzy was one of the ones that fought Pereira or Mavov. I was saying Jesus beats demonic all day. No, it's not about Jesus beating demonics. It's not about that. You know? Because, you know, if you're dealing with Jesus, it's about he can hand you wins and losses. Jesus can hand you wins and losses because that is what needs to happen in order for you to become the person you are destined to be. You know, it's not about wins or losses. It's about becoming the person you're destined to be. Whereas when you summon spirits, it's not about becoming the person you're trying to become or destined to become. It's about getting immediate satisfaction, getting exactly what you want when you want it, regardless of the consequences of said actions. That makes sense? You know? So I think Izzy tapped into the spirit realm. I mean, I think Izzy genuinely tapped into the spirit realm, man. I just genuinely think about that. I think I think I did a video on Pereira being like a fucking devil worshiper, bro. It was a good card. Let me see if I can find the video. Did I talk about Izzy talking about it? All right, let's see Izzy being a demon worshiper. Summons Shama Magic to beat them. And it's not Alex Pereira.
Dude, I was in
that's
good
beating
shape,
these
bro.
guys.
Why was I in good shape here? Why do I look
It's
like
the
I'm in
demons
crazy
that are
shape?
beating these guys. So let's take a look. This is Yuri Prohaska talking about his
Do I look like that now? God
with
damn.
Alex Pereira. This was at UFC 303 where they stepped in on short notice to fight. And this was Alex Pereira talking about their first match. So this is Alex Pereira, Yuri Prohaska 2. But Yuri's talking about his
We'll
first
talk
match
about that
with
later
Alex
in a bit, bro.
Pereira here. Let's see what he had to say.
We're talking about Alex using shamans and
Yeah,
spiritual.
yeah,
Can you
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
explain that?
No, I understand. Thank you. Yes, everybody knows that, and he's doing these rituals before the fight. Everybody can feel that, what's around him and what's going on. So, and I think Alex can't fight without that. So, and that's something what he's using like normally in a fighting. And let's see. This is like right now. This is my challenge to him. If we can fight in a clear way in this case, yeah, to be not without like some another things.
For that UFC.
What do you mean by that?
This is nothing bad for Alex or whatever. I just want to keep it in a clear line without some bullshits, without anything, in a pure performance.
No magic. I want no magic. All right, let's see Izzy talk about it.
History.
Yeah.
I microdosed a little bit.
Yep.
I feel like we got to take that into account. Let's see what he had to say, though.
That's why it's all ritual and stuff like, bro,
Yep.
that I had to tap into my own ancestry.
Yeah.
I microdosed a little bit for that camp.
You're like, that's
Oh yeah, I'll be in the shower.
So Israel Adesanya.
He was tapping into his ancestry.
That's real. You know what Jerry said about the whole juju thing? Like that's real. That's real.
You know? Hey, Alex uses his shaman magic. Izzy tapped into it to beat Pereira. His shaman magic versus Pereira's shaman magic. His shaman magic defeated Pereira's shaman magic, but he made a deal with the devil basically, you know? Izzy was in the prime when he spoke about anime every interview. True. Yusuri Belgarui fought beautifully. I know. And a lot of people were doubting him. I didn't doubt him. I thought Yusuri Belgarui was going to win hugely. Thoughts on pro-Palestinian protesters confronting Ariel at theme park and Ariel saying, "What? Come on, guy." Yeah, I saw the video of Ariel getting confronted. I mean, that's just aerial tactics, bro. That's literal aerial tactics. He'll talk about politics on his thing. He'll promote like a certain idea. He'll say something, and then when someone confronts him about it, he either deflects and goes on to a different topic, or he just says he never did that. Or he twists what he did to make it seem like he didn't mean it in a certain manner, which he definitely meant it in, you know? If you're deadass about this, I'm pretty sure Pereira's manager is a Freemason. He is. I actually talked about it in that video too. If you cannot be weight drained, I think it causes a lot of issues for guys that... Bro, Izzy's like 215 pounds, bro. He wouldn't... He's 6'5", probably 6'4.5". No way could he make 170. It would be literally impossible for him to make 170. Like, it's just impossible for Izzy to make 170. If Chimaev can't make 170, then Izzy, no way in hell is Izzy making 170 pounds. Like, fucking ain't no way, bro. Ain't no freaking way. This is the end. Man, what the fuck? To 10. Okay, let's stop it, guys. Let's stop it. MMA fans were acting like Yuri was crazy when Alex was the one sacrificing goats to some weird obscure god we've never heard of. Bro, I don't even think Alex is sacrificing goats. I think Alex goes back to his tribal place. Dude, I think he's I think he's sacrificing more than goats, if you catch my drift. I think Pereira is sacrificing like people, dude. I think he's sacrificing people. I think he's pulling the good old Aztec good old Aztec good old reliable Aztec plan and just sacrificing people to like a temple, to like a sun god or some shit in like the Brazilian tribal forest communities. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely think this guy's probably doing it. Takedown defense might improve. Not only that, Ankalaev rib was messed up too. It takes a lot of force out of that. Yeah. You definitely need to see what MVP doing to make it. Bro, but MVP's like so much smaller than Izzy though. He's like so much smaller than Izzy. Stop it, Jamal. Jamal Witherspoon. Stop it, bro. Stop it. We're not talking about freaking we're not talking about freaking Chimaev. We're not hating on Chimaev. I'm sorry. We we are not going to do that. We ain't doing that, bro. No way. No way in hell are we going to be dissing the boy. All right? I don't accept Chimaev disses. I won't ever accept it. I'll count to 10. How the fuck do I download? Ah, okay. Download that. Perfect. Nope. There. Close that. Sorry, I'm doing something. Is Shama the person he sacrificed? I don't know what Shama means. I don't know. Maybe that is like a ritualistic, maybe it is like a ritualistic callback. You know what I mean? I don't know. Hello from across the pond, Ireland. What, Northern Ireland or the other island? I don't know much about Ireland. Honestly, I don't like Irish people, to be honest. Something about Irish people gets me a little mad. Except for like Ian Gary and Conor McGregor. Those are the two Irish people I like. But I feel like the majority of Irish people, I'm not a fan of the Irish. I don't know why, but something about them just annoys me. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the accents that drive me crazy, or maybe it's my indirect unconscious bias towards the Brits. Paddy the Batty is not Irish, bro. He's Scouse. Completely different, buddy. Completely freaking different. They're not even close. Completely different. Although they do sound the same. You know, they do sound the same. Irish people. I always get like Irish people, Scottish. Dude, if you've ever interacted with someone from like, I forget, I think it's like one of the Irish places sound like absolutely terrible. Like sometimes you can't even understand Irish people. Scousers don't get KO'd. I hate to break it to you. But they did get KO'd, unfortunately. One of them did recently get KO'd. Unfortunately. You probably like Dagestanis? No, not necessarily do I like. Okay. I like some Dagestanis. I think some of them are really good. I think some of them are completely and utterly overrated. And I think that some of them are perfectly rated. I think some of them are underrated. You know, I think I hate the whole I hate this whole thing we do where it's like you either love Dagestanis and you're a Dagestani glazer, or you hate every single one of them and you want Dagestan wiped off the map. You know what I mean? It's like, why can't I just like Habib? completely overrated, unproven, and not even top 15 of all time. Islam, one of the best well-rounded fighters. Boxing defense is absolutely abysmal. He could easily get chinned by a lot of guys at 170. I think there's a lot of guys at 170 that possess some problems for Islam. A little bit underrated, but you know, he is one of the most well-rounded guys. Chimaev, Chechen, not Dagestani, the best fighter of all time, most skilled technical fighter to ever exist in the face of the earth. Umar, privileged. Saeed Nurmagomedov. I like Saeed Nurmagomedov, not the original, original 6 Dagestanis, but I like him. What other Dagestanis is there? I think that's about Ankalaev. I don't really care about him all too much, I hate the whole, you either like Dagestanis or hate Dagestanis. It's like, I know. I like either like the guys. I don't care about where a fighter's from, except for like British fighters. I don't like British fighters. I don't know why, but I don't like British fighters. I don't understand. I think the reason I don't like British fighters is because like the fans of British fighters act like Britain is like the hub of the most skilled fighters to ever exist. It's like, no, you're like every other place in the world. You have some good guys, you have some bad guys. You have some mid guys. You're just like America. You're not better, Are you part of the MVP hate train? If not, I'll sub. I do not like MVP. I do not like MVP. I like Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? Dagestani fans hate Conor McGregor for whatever reason. I mean, not for whatever reason. I mean, we all know the reason. But it's like, dude, whenever I see an edit of Conor McGregor, I'm liking it. Whenever I see a gif of Conor McGregor holding like a baby Habib, I like that gif. 100%. Every Instagram comment section. Is Zabit the best unknown fighter of all time? Best unknown fighter of all time? No. Brother, not gonna lie though, MVP gets easy money. Yeah, I know, but you can't have fun. There's no like, you're not having fun watching an MVP fight. You're just not having fun watching an MVP fight. And it's the truth. Did Macy Barber poo her pants after getting knocked out? Oh. How many Jared Cannonier fights have been fun, to be fair? Caio Baralho, Nazardine Mavov. Sean Strickland wasn't too bad. Brunson fight, absolute banger. RoboCop, banger. I mean, Jared Cannonier has been in bangers. He's been in bangers. He's had one couple born fights against Izzy. Sean Strickland fight was mid. MVP fight mid. I'm saying MVP has been fighting really durable guys who don't get finished, but he hasn't been trying to get finishes. Like, MVP is such a weird dude, bro. MVP is such a weirdo. Like, MVP will say that his opponent isn't trying to fight him, but it's like, what? Why do you expect your opponent to try to fight you when you're not trying to fight your opponent? You know what I mean? It's like, you got to make it make sense at some point. It's like, your opponent's not trying to fight you. Okay, then why don't you fight your opponent? What if your opponent's doing the exact same thing you're doing? You know what I mean? But whatever. Izzy went on a boring streak, though. Cannonier, boring. Vittori, mid. It wasn't too... The Vittori fight wasn't terrible. What other fight was boring? Yoel Romero. Like, it's crazy. Izzy went from timid, boring, leg kick at range, don't get hit at all whatsoever, to I want to get hit. Like, this is so weird. So weird. Izzy should retire 50-50. We'll end that poll. Well, let's get a different question. Who do we... Okay, matchups. Let's look at the rankings. Let's fix middleweight. Let's fix middleweight right now. Okay. So we got Chimaev versus Strickland. Drickus versus Amavov is like... I mean, that's right there. Number 1 versus number 2. Izzy's dropping down to probably number 9, right? You have De Ridder and Whitaker both moving up. So let's do Caio Borralho versus... Brendan Allen is fighting somebody. Yeah, I could see Izzy versus CLD. Or Izzy... Dude, Izzy Gregory Rodriguez. Izzy Gregory Rodriguez. I could totally see that. I think they're trying to build up Gregory Rodriguez. Let's go Caio Borralho versus Anthony Hernandez. Jared Cannonier versus CLD, G-Rod, Israel Adesanya, Joe Pyfer versus the winner of... the loser of Chimaev Strickland. So basically, Pyfer versus Strickland. I like those fights. Oops, wrong button. What other fights can we make here? Let's do Volk, Jean Silva, Evloev, Lopez 2, Lerone, Zalal's probably beating Aljo, so Zalal, Murphy, Yair versus Arnold Allen, maybe. Oh, Diego Lopez is he's losing to Steve Garcia. So maybe Steve Garcia versus Movzar? Maybe. I'm kind of excited for the next upcoming cards. Moicano Duncan, Prohaska Alberg, Burns Mallet, Sterling Zalal, Madalena Process, banger. Chimaev Strickland, banger. We got some decent fights on the rise. But nothing to get too excited about quite yet. Never felt so good. And I damn me. God damn. Bro, I don't think Izzy's going to be able to survive at 170. Like, in terms of the weight cut, I don't think he would be able to ever cut down to 145. It's not even big fights left from him at 185. But who would he fight at 170, though? Who would he fight at 170? Is there anybody for him to fight at 170? Not really. Not really anybody to fight at 170. Leon at the 02. Colby at home. See, the problem with matching Colby up against literally anybody is the fact that Colby has to accept it. And Colby just doesn't accept any fights at all whatsoever. He just refuses to accept fights. You know? Like, he's just not fighting at all. Which, it sucks, but... Crazy. Prates? Maybe, yeah, maybe. But I just don't think he's going to be able to cut weight. I think Colby would have beat Hamzat looking back. What? Bro, Colby wouldn't have even landed a punch on Hamzat. He would have been mauled by Hamzat. Easily have been mauled. Like, brutally mauled. It would have been Curtains. Would have been curtains for Colby if he ever fought frickin' Chimaev. I know there's a lot of fun fights at 170, but it's like you could do some interesting fights at 185. You could do Yuzuri Belgarui versus. You could do Yuzuri Belgarui versus Adesanya. Right? Yuzuri Belgarui versus Adesanya. You know, you could do Shara Bullet versus Adesanya. That's a banger. Shara Bullet, Israel Adesanya. That's a banger. You could do Bo Nickel. You could do Bo Nickel versus Adesanya. That's a banger. You know, you could do Ottaba Gautier versus Adesanya. You know, or Cesar Almeida. You know, that's not a bad fight. Bagsur Susakayev, you know, a Chimaev prodigy. That'd be a good one. You could do so many fights at 185. The Shara Bullet fight would be a good one, and that could probably headline a main event. Bo Nickel could headline a main event against Adesanya, but Bo Nickel would lose to Adesanya. Bo Nickel would easily lose to Adesanya. Shara Bullet would lose to Adesanya. Bagsur Susakayev is 50-50 with Izzy. I think he'd beat him. Where does Barber go from here? The hospital, probably. OnlyFans, that's another option. Goon baiting on Instagram, back to goon baiting on Instagram, probably. It's probably what she does tomorrow. Being like, hey guys, I know I lost in defeat, but we are strong together. Thank you to all my fans, friends, and family. It's probably what she's going to post on Instagram. Glad they gave her the KO loss and not the sub. Yeah, I know. Dude, she got hit. She got hit hard, dude. She got hit hard. She got knocked out twice. Doug, she got knocked out twice and submitted. Crazy. How do you get knocked out twice and then submitted in a 30-second span, in a 10-second span? The difference is sub is 7-day suspension, KO is 30 to 90. Oh, really? I didn't know it was like that. But I feel like 30 to 90-day suspension. Oh, Michael Bisping lost to GSP, served a 7-day suspension, came back and fought Kelvin Gastelum and then got knocked out. Because he fought like 2 weeks after getting dropped and submitted. Izzy needs to get back ASAP versus RDR. First off, RDR would melt Izzy. Second off, RDR is going up to 205. He announced he's going up to 205, and he has no plans on returning to 185. I'm thinking Izzy versus Shara Bullet, Izzy versus Belgarui, Izzy versus Bo Nickel if he can beat Kyle Dawkins. I think those are all fun fights that are winnable for Izzy. Izzy CLD? No, man. We don't need to. I want to see Izzy get a win, man. Let Izzy get a freaking win, dude. I don't want to see that. Izzy CLD? No. Why do y'all want to see Izzy brutalized? Why do you want to see Izzy get brutally KO'd? What is wrong with you guys? RoboCop. Why do you want these fights? Why do you guys want to see Izzy get brutally KO'd yet again? It makes no sense. Here's the thing. Last time they fought since 2021, Alex took on harder competition. Meanwhile, Barber was ducking fights, robberies, and gifted away in the rankings, and it showed. I mean, let's be honest. Alexa had a robbery against Valentina in the rematch to get it to a draw. Alex took on harder competition. Didn't Barber fight? Didn't Macy Barber fight Natalia Silva? No, she didn't. Never mind. Why did I think she fought Natalia? Karine Silva. Completely different fighter. Yeah, she definitely just got... Hey, man. I like Izzy versus Shara, but I think Colby and Leon better for legacy, 2 former champs. Still a good sell. But he's not going down to 170, though. You're banking on Izzy going down to 170. He's not going down to 170, bro. He's way too big. Adesanya versus Ottaba could be good. 2 for Ottaba, big jump. I wouldn't mind Izzy versus Ottaba Gautier. Because I think Izzy, first off, I don't think he would mind losing to an African. I think Izzy's like very into like the whole race and African thing. So if he were to lose to somebody like Ottaba, he could be like, I lost to an African, you know. Nobody was here to help me. No African helped me get to the belt. But I want to help my people get to the top of the belt and get the belt again. Because we need new up-and-comers in Africa. We can't have Dricus Duplessis, the only one. How Grasso sunk in the choke reminded me of Habib Poirier. Really? We saw how the end of Silva's career played out. I don't want to see the same for Izzy. He's heading down the same path. Silva ended 1-7 in his last 8. Yeah. Izzy's going to go on a... I think he wins 1. I think he loses 2. No. I think he wins 1, loses 1, wins 1, then retires. You know? Adesanya, Roman Dolidze? No. Izzy, Roman Dolidze. Why would you ever do Izzy versus Roman Dolidze? That's terrible. Terrible decision. You got to do Izzy versus a big name who is climbing up the rankings, somebody who you want to pass the torch down to. You know, Izzy versus Ottaba Gautier, Izzy versus Shara Bullet, Izzy versus Bo Nickel, Izzy versus Baxter Susakayev, Izzy versus Yuzuri Belgarui. You know what I mean? Izzy's currently 1-5 in his last 6. True. Who do you think is the most overhyped prospect that's probably getting fraud checked in the future? Overhyped prospect getting fraud checked in the future. Ooh. Let me think. Tetsuro Taira. Who else? I've called so many fraud checks. I said Vinicius Oliveira was a fraud. So many guys are frauds. Diego Lopez fraud. Nobody at 135, 25, or 45. Maybe, I think Ilya's a little fraudish. Ilya's fraudish. Patty was fraud checked. Who else? Michael Morales, he's a fraud right now, I think. He's going to get fraud checked soon. Hernandez got fraud checked. Pfeiffer's bound to get fraud checked soon. Yuri, fraud. And then heavyweight. That's about it. Lerone ain't a fraud, bro. Stop it. Adesanya could also move up. Him versus Asmat or Guskov could be fun. No, I don't want to see Izzy moving up. Izzy said he has no plans on moving up. Taujan Teixeira, he already got fraud checked by Derek Lewis, though. Ilya, I think Islam beats Topuria in a close fight, but that's crazy, not gonna lie. Dude, Ilya is about to get fraud checked by Justin Gaethje. You're talking about Islam? I'm talking about Justin Gaethje fraud checking Ilya. Josh and Waldo? Josh Hockett? Yeah, Josh Hockett's But he's not really like a prospect right now, is he? What makes GSP a GOAT? Is that all he got? His licks back? What makes GSP the GOAT? Yeah, he got all his licks back. Incredible title defenses, huge win streaks, never got caught for PEDs, went up a weight class, became a champion in 2 weight classes. Was one of the most well-rounded guys, and you got to remember, Habib invented Dagestani wrestling. Habib stole GSP's game plan for Dagestani wrestling. Everything that's Dagestani wrestling related, GSP created Dagestani wrestling. You can't like GSP and not like MVP? Too bad, bro. Too bad. How does Gaethje beat Ilya? I'm thinking first round Rolling Thunder. Or maybe I could see Justin Gaethje getting a good old submish. I could see Justin Gaethje versus get a submish. Luke Riley will get fraud checked. Yeah, Luke Riley's about to get fraud checked. Nurulo Aliev, he's bound to get fraud checked. Matabek Oroblai, he's gonna get fraud checked pretty soon. Trying to think of unranked guys. I don't know who's really hyped right now. Strickland, he's about to get fraud checked. Ironically, do you think Izzy could beat Tai Tuivasa? Depends on what Tai Tuivasa shows. No. Well, it actually depends on what Izzy shows up. If the Izzy that says he just wants to feel like he's been in a fight shows up to fight Tai, he gets chinned. But if like an Izzy that doesn't want to, wants to win a fight, if a Izzy that wants to win a fight shows up, he destroys Tai with leg kicks, sticking and moving, gets a TKO round 5. Yeah, Gaethje's gonna have to fight like he always does, make it into a bar fight. If anything, you got to make it one of the ugliest fights in UFC history. I think okay, in all honesty, no trolling. If Justin Gaethje is able to get into the clinch and be heavy on Ilia Topuria and back Ilia Topuria up and get those clinch uppercuts going, he could win. Easily, he could win. People are just underestimating Justin Gaethje. But if Ilya catches Justin Gaethje reaching, if Justin Gaethje reaches for that collar tie and Ilya catches him as he's reaching, he's done. But if Justin Gaethje is able to win the first round of being heavy, making Ilya work, heavy in the clinch, uppercuts, body shots, knees, I think Justin Gaethje could wear out Ilya. I don't know how you can pick Pereira against Gane. Pereira and Gane is a really close fight, I think. I think Pereira Gane is a really close fight. Justin ducking roundhouse, trust me. I could see the head kick coming. I could totally see the head kick coming. I think Justin Gaethje has underrated teep kicks and body kicks. I think he has a really underrated kicking game. Truthfully. Not gonna lie, I'm a big Justin Gaethje fan, but he's gonna have to slug like a madman because Topuria is sick. It just takes one. I don't know. I'm excited. Yeah. No, it doesn't. He doesn't have to make it a slugfest. He just needs to implement his game and drag it into the later rounds. Because if it goes, I think if Justin Gaethje can not necessarily get Ilya to grapple, but to get him to feel Justin Gaethje's weight, I think Ilya has a hard time being pressured, and I think Ilya gasses out really, really hard. Is he gonna go for 6 months? Yeah. You know what's crazy, my favorite fighter is Chandler, who's on a huge skid as well. So I understand Kenny when his favorite fighter goes on downhill. Yeah, I'm nervous that I'm praying one day I don't ever see those sad edits of Hamza Chimaev. You know what I mean? Like you'll see those sad edits on Instagram of Izzy getting beaten by Joe Pyfer, and then it goes like flashback to when he was KOing everybody with like sad music in the background. Dude, I pray that Chimaev never has to go through that. I really do pray. Your banner's cursed. It's literally the best. It's a combination of my favorite fighters. It's a combination of my three favorite fighters. Jamal Hill arms, Chimaev body, O'Malley hair and tattoos, and Chimaev face. I used to rule the world. Yeah. What Chimaev go through what? Sorry, I missed what you said. Oh, I'm saying, I just don't want to see Chimaev get turned into like those sad edits. I don't want to see Chimaev ever get into the place Izzy's at. It's like I want to see, dog. You know what's crazy about Chimaev? If Chimaev doesn't destroy his opponents, he's going to be called a fraud. If he doesn't submit Strickland in round 1 or dominate Strickland for 5 rounds the same way he did DDP, people are going to say he's a fraud, which is like, you guys can't hold your standard. Like, I'm going to have to start pushing to say that Sean Strickland is really good. I'm going to have to start making videos saying Sean Strickland is extremely good because, dude, why is everybody disrespecting Chimaev? Like, there's no way to actually win against Strickland. There's no way to win against Strickland. You're picking Chandler over Ruffy. Dog, that is peak delusion. Peak delusion if you genuinely believe Chandler is going to win. Dude, are y'all going Yuri or Ulberg? Let me ask y'all that. Let me get a poll going. Is Carlos Ulberg Jewish? Is he Jewish? Picking Chandler over Ruffy. You got Hamzat suit? I look, you want to see Chandler maul? No. Why would you ever want to see Chandler maul him? Let's see Yuri Prohaska versus Khalil Roundtree. I think Goldberg's gonna win. I don't really trust in Yuri. They trashed Chimaev because they're casuals, and DDP versus Chimaev was the first Chimaev fight they've ever watched other than TikTok edits. No, I don't think that's the case, but yeah. I think they don't like Chimaev because he beat DDP, who was a fan favorite. You know what I mean? He beat DDP, who was a fan favorite, and he beat him in a way that was a little bit lackluster, and they couldn't. Killed a little bit of the hype. You know, he just brutalized, brutalized DDP. You know. If you want to see Ulberg sleep, cringe at Yuri, dude, I kind of want to. I don't even want to see Yuri slept. I want to see Yuri win, but I want to see Yuri fans really upset. So maybe if Yuri wins like an extremely boring decision, so all the Yuri fans are like, they leave him. You know what I mean? Because I don't like Yuri fans, but I don't mind Yuri. I just don't like the fact that Yuri thinks he could beat Chimaev. Bro, Chimaev would maul Yuri. Easily, too. Easily. Freaking no hesitation would maul him with ease. That's what I think. You know? But maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Yuri fans are casual fans. I feel like there's a couple fighters whose fans are just like synonymous with being casuals. You know what I mean? Yuri fans, casuals. DDP fans, casuals. Aspinall fans, no, they're not casuals. Volk fans, casuals. Habib fans, casuals. Armand fans are now casuals, unfortunately. Oliveira, yep, Oliveira fans. I wouldn't say Oliveira fans are casuals. They're just annoying. People talk about the Dagestani fan base being, loyal and willing to threaten people just for hating on their fighter. Paddy fans are literal casual. Paddy has the most amount of casual fans. You see women who don't even know what UFC is, and they're like, I like Paddy Pimblett. My favorite is, I like Paddy Pimblett. I like Paddy Pimblett. Ilya fans from Spain. Ilya's got a lot of casuals, yeah. Oliveira fans are annoying because they're Brazilian. True. How the hell is Alberg winning the poll? Bro, what are you talking about? Alberg's going to beat Yuri. You think Yuri's good? Come on. Yuri ain't that guy. He's not that good. He had a lucky win against Jamal Hill, lucky win against Glover. It's Georgians fans, not Spanish fans? No, it's Spanish fans. Georgian fans are chill. I fuck with the Georgians. The Spanish fans I don't like. The thing is, people call Habib fans casual, but every comment is them trashing Dagestanis. Where Habib fans, they're talking. Where's the Habib fans are talking about? The ones that whenever you see, the Habib fans that everybody hates are the ones where anytime you see someone talking about any lightweight or Conor McGregor, they post something saying Habib mauled him. Habib is the best, top 5 of all time, top 3 of all time. Habib, the best fighter to ever exist, undefeated, undisputed. It's like, bro, shut up. Yuri isn't good. Roundtree Jr. was smashing him up. Yeah. And that got smoked. Olberg's great threat, but Yuri is unpredictable. Yeah, but he also overextends and hasn't fought like a clean counter striker. Whereas Olberg's a clean counter striker. You know what I mean? Yuri's unpredictable, but when his unpredictability doesn't work, he becomes stun locked. Like, look at the Pereira fight. In the rematch, when Pereira figured out that, wait a minute, I just have to stay out of range and leg kick him and force him into a position where he's out of range and then fire back, I can win. You know what I mean? And relying on the game plan of losing the first 2 and then being unpredictable in the third, I don't think that will work against Alberg. Because it's like, you already used that once. It's like pulping an ult. Yuri popped an ult against Khalil Roundtree in that third round. Can't pulp the ult in the same time and do the exact same move. You're cooked if you try to do that. I fell off. Yeah, I fell off, bro. I fell off hard as fuck. To be honest, if it was if his father never died, what do you think his record would have been? And the final people he would have faced? Okay, well, he probably would have fought Oliveira after he beat Justin Gaethje, right? Or either would have fought Oliveira or fought a rematch against McGregor, right? And he would have lost to both McGregor and Oliveira. True. He would have. And then I think he would have retired after that. And he would have been dishonored. What's your opinion on Azamat at light heavyweight? Azamat Murzakanov? He's good. He's fat. Bad cardio. Mid cardio. Not bad cardio. He's at light heavyweight. Everybody has bad cardios. But he relies on movement. He relies on movement and being explosive. right? And if you can out cardio him, yeah, you could probably beat him. Let me know of the Hamza pic I sent on your X profile. On my X profile? You sent me what? A chat? On my X profile. I have nothing on my X profile. I see nothing, bro. You have my at right? I have to create. I have no chats in my X. Don't know what you're talking about. You commented? Oh, okay. He still would retire after 2-3 fights. His father told him early. Yeah. I joined and instantly hear retarded. Bro, what are you talking about? Habib ain't good. Habib ain't good at all. He's super, super overrated. He would have lost to McGregor in a rematch. Nice. That's nice. Nice. Thank you for commenting that picture of Hamza Chimaev. Habib is like, he loses to McGregor. He loses to, dude. Okay, maybe you say, okay, he doesn't lose a rematch to McGregor. Maybe you say he beats McGregor in a rematch. Okay, he loses to Charles Oliveira. He loses to Charles Oliveira. He loses to Michael Chandler. The Michael Chandler that fought Oliveira, he loses to Michael Chandler. Then who else would he face on the come up? If he stayed around for longer and ended up fighting Arman, he would have lost to Arman. He would have lost to Ilya. Would have lost to Volkanovski if Volk moved up, right? Yuri's not beating Oberg ever? Yeah, I agree. Habib would even beat... Come on. Habib would lose to Volk, man. Habib would lose to Volk. You know, Piotr Jan would give Habib a hard time. Piotr Jan would definitely give Habib a real tough time. Marab would give Habib a hard time, for sure. At 155. Sean O'Malley, he could chin Habib, but, you know, if he gets taken down, he gets mauled, you know? People are acting like they're Makai fans now that Netflix signed him, acting like they poached him. Yeah. I like Makayev. He's chill. People forget, man. Makayev had boring fights. He had a lot of boring fights. Remember his fight with Manel Cap? All that buildup, all that tension, security guards in the octagon, just for them to come to a brutally slow decision. Habib ain't good. You're just rage baiting. I hate Habib babe glazers, but it's obnoxious. Charles would have had the counter for wrestling and Chandler. Volk, no Volk would not defeat him. Jan, yeah. Bro, Volk would have beaten him. Chandler would have beaten him. Oliveira would have beaten him. DJ fans are GP? No. I don't think DJ fans are GP, but I do think that most DJ fans nowadays are guys who probably haven't seen 80% of Demetrius. You could probably go up to a quote unquote DJ Demetrius Johnson fan, ask him to name 3 wins, and they'd be like, you got me. You know? He beat Cejudo, Benavidez, Dobson, who else did he beat? I don't even know. I know he had a super late submission. Not Chandler, not Volk, but not Oliveira, but Jan. What? No, stop it. Volk would have killed Habib. Volk would have out-cardioed Habib. Dude, Habib was gassing against McGregor in the 4th round. He was gassed, dude. He was gassed. And that's against no cardio McGregor, too. And Oliveira would have destroyed Habib. He would have chinned Habib brutally. Saw someone saying that Morales Makaev is for the best flyweight. Morales is washed. Makaev struggling with cap. Yeah, no, Morales the best flyweight, bro. He wouldn't even be. He would be like top. What top? Maybe top 10. Maybe top 10. I mean, he's not even. I mean, he's not that great, to be honest. I think there's guys in Ryzen who are better than Morales. There's guys better in PFL, guys better in UFC, even guys outside the rankings I think are better than Morales. But it's still a fun fight though. Just because he chinned DJ that one time, yeah. It's because he got DJ with a knee on a grounded opponent, which DJ just isn't used to, you know? Who's the GOAT of MMA, in your opinion? GOAT of MMA? GOAT of MMA? Probably GSP number 1. I'd say Chimaev at 2. John Jones. Demetrius Johnson. Islam. And I would throw Volk in there. I would throw Piotr Jan in there. Chimaev at 2, true. Chimaev is literally the best fighter to ever exist, just by the way. There's not a human who can beat Chimaev in a one-on-one fight to the death. Not a single human being in the earth to exist now and has ever existed. And that is the cold hard truth. Fedor, who's he fought? He fought, fought in Pride. Where guys literally got paid off. He was good. He was definitely good. But I don't know. I don't know how good he was. He never fought in the best org. And it's just like, I don't really take Pride wins into... I don't take Pride wins into much consideration, considering there was no rules. Guys were paid off to lose fights. So much shit went down in Pride that, you genuinely can't even count it. New logo, new hair, new life, new success. Nice. Krokob, Randleman, Rampage. Yeah. But isn't he... What? Am I mistaken? Didn't Krokob beat him? Didn't he head kick him? I thought he head kicked him. Oh, maybe I'm tripping then. Thought he head kicked him for some weird reason. Oh, that was Alexander Emelianenko. Oh. Thoughts on Bogdan Guskov? He's not bad. He's pretty good. Not going to become... I don't think he's top 5 material. But he's not bad. Arlovsky, Coleman, Hunt. Yeah. Why was Izzy CTE maxing last fight? I think he's depressed, and I think he was extremely emotional. And he's just... Because, he said he wanted to feel like he's been in a fight. And it's just like... Why would you ever say that? You know what I mean? Why would you ever say that if you're not, going through something mentally? It sounds like something Volk has said when he fought Islam the second time. He's like, oh, I just doing me head in. I just needed to fight. I just wanted to fight. Oprah gonna get Kennedy Nezuchukwu again by Yuri? Nah, I don't see it. Oprah gassed out and never gassed out again. Oprah gassed out trying to go for a finish and has never gone for a finish ever since. When are we getting Min Yang versus Jamal? Let's see Robert Whittaker versus Jamal Hill. What's up, John Dong? I mean, he did to Jan what Oprah couldn't do. He had a draw with Jan. What are you talking about? It was a draw. Who do I have? Gon or Pereira? Dude. Currently, I don't like Alex Pereira's physique. And for that reason, I'm going with Cyril Gon. I don't know if Pereira's putting on the weight properly. And plus, Pereira doesn't need to win. He find an 8-fight contract for like $8 million a fight. You know what I mean? $8 million a fight. $5 million a fight. What's that? So he's just got $48 million, basically. Honestly, Habib scares Charles into submission. Oh, hell no. Uh-oh. What if Izzy goes down in the rankings? He wins 4 in a row, fights for a title and wins? Yeah. What if pigs fly? What if Alexa Grasso DMs me right now? What if Macy Barber becomes my girlfriend tomorrow out of the blue? You know, it's like, what if? That will not happen. Piper snuck into the top 5? Yeah, we'll see on Tuesday. We'll see where he is on Tuesday. I want to see where Izzy goes to. Probably doesn't leave the top 10. I think he's such a valuable name that, like, they just won't put him below top 10. Honestly, he probably goes to, like, number 8 ranked. I'd probably say 7 or 8 ranked fight middleweight. Is Izzy just fighting till he wins and retires, you think? I don't know what Izzy's goal is. I think Izzy is... That's so tough, man. I think Izzy's just going to be looking for, like, Conor McGregor type fights, fun fights. And I think he's going to retire when he feels like it. I think it's not about winning or losing. I think he's just going to pull, like, a Michael Chiesa and just retire, just decide to retire one day and be like, yeah, this is my last fight. Your thoughts on thoughts about Belgarui, how high can he go? Depends. They could match up Belgarui to get him to a top 10. But they could also match him up to not make it top 10, you know? Do I think he goes top 5? No. Like, they could give him, you know, they could give him a Jared Cannonier. He could beat him. He could beat a Gregory Rodriguez. He could beat a Brendan Allen. He would lose to a Hernandez. He would lose to a Baralio. He would lose to an Amavov. They could put him against Strickland if they really want him to get up there. You know? There's some matchups they could do to get him to top 5, top 10. But it's just how much do they want to. Habib Charles going like Volk Yair? No. Belgari fights like Pereira. Mansour was not a joke. Yeah. Do you think Fluffy beats Piper? Yeah, easily. Fluffy destroys Piper. Round 1. What's the question? Izzy versus Nico Price is a fight to make. That's a badass. Dog, you're forgetting Nico Price retired. I'm pretty sure Nico Price, this just in, guys. Nico Price is still in Seattle, Washington, waiting for a post-fight interview so he can announce his retirement. This just in, Nico Price is still in the octagon waiting to get his retirement speech. Nico Price put his gloves in the middle of the octagon, waited on the side to get interviewed by Joe Rogan for his retirement speech, and they simply told him to leave the octagon. They said, buddy, you gotta go. You gotta go, buddy. Hey, Nico Price, you gotta go. But I wanna retire. I wanna get a speech to retire. Come on, let me retire. I just wanna retire. I'm done. I'm done with the sport. I don't wanna fight anymore. Buddy, get the fuck out of here. We're not here for you, pal. How'd you become a big Hamzat fan? Watching what he did to GM3, watching what he did to probably I noticed him when he fought GM3, but when I became a fan, when I became a huge fan was when he fought Li Jingliang. When I saw him pick up Li Jingliang, take him down, talk to Dana White, and then submit him out cold, and then get on the mic, I was like, this is my guy. I am this right here. I am this guy. He wanted to steal the show from Chiesa? Yeah. Whitaker Khalil. 6'5" middleweight Muay Thai range master is absolutely about diabolical. He gets taken down easily. Did you see fights of... No. Nico Price is not that important. Whoa. Did you say the Nico Price is not... Dude, how do you not remember Nico Price's absolute bangers with Alex Morono? Okay? How do you not remember his fight with Alex Oliveira? Okay? He's put on bangers. And for you to disrespect one of the founding fathers of the sport? People attribute the UFC's rise in 2016 to Conor McGregor. You're wrong. You know who joined the sport in 2016? Nico Price. What made business boom? Nico frickin' Price. You know? Nico probably grabbed Case's gloves on the way out. Yeah. The last Dodo Bird didn't get his retirement speech. It's a shame how the UFC treats legends. It's such a shame. And somebody with the legacy as Nico Price. I mean, how are you disrespecting the Nico Price? How? He's one of the best fighters to ever exist on the planet. On the freaking planet Earth, dude. One of the freaking best. Ow. Do you watch classic movies? Depends what you mean by classic, but yeah, I don't mind them. I don't really watch movies. I watch some AI movie recaps. I watch AI movie recaps instead of watching full movies because I just don't got the time for that. His hammer fist KO from bottom of Randy Brown was Hall of Fame worthy. Hall of Fame. It was. Hear me out with the prediction. I think Hamza beats Sean, and they book DDP and Mava for the vacant title after Hamza dips out. I don't think Hamza's going to dip out. After Jacoby Smith beat Price, we were all crying. New Gen fans don't know how much we loved him. Yeah. Jacoby Smith, yeah. Brutal. Wasn't he beating him up against the cage, like brutalizing him? Who else did Nico Price lose to? That was a prospect. Dude, you know two fighters who genuinely changed the game? Nico Price and Alex Morono, two fighters who genuinely changed the game. The UFC wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for Nico Price and Alex Morono. These guys, people attribute the calf kick to so many guys. No. That was Nico Price. People attribute the jab to boxing that dates back all the way into the 1100s or whatever it is. That was Alex Morono. Alex Morono invented the jab. The lead hook, Alex Morono. The body kick, Nico Price. The head kick, Alex Morono. Jiu-jitsu was invented by Nico Price. He actually invented jiu-jitsu. Wrestling, you guessed it, Alex Morono. You know? Jong Loki can't see too bright of a future for my boy. Fluffies, yeah. Don't forget Benson Henderson invented. No, people. That's actually Joe Rogan is actually paid by the Benson Henderson company to promote the fact that Benson Henderson invented the calf kick. The calf kick was actually invented by Alex Morono. Real OGs know that. He actually used it right out of the womb. He actually calf kicked his mom. You know, RoboCop beats Sheep. Who's Sheep? RoboCop beats Sheep. Is 327 better than bro? 327 is ass. 327 is trash. Oh, Fluffy. Okay. 327 is genuinely terrible. It's not a good card at all. Blades, Hockett, Reyes, Costa, Pico, Landwehr, Swanson, Ribovich, Brown, Suarez, Gastelum. It's kind of mid. 328 though. You want to talk about a good fight? UFC 328 is a freaking banger, dude. Chimaev Strickland, Cortez Acosta Volkov, Brady Buckley, Guskov Blahovic, Green Stevens, Gautier Diaz, Carpenter Ochoa. Jose Ochoa. Did you see Morales or Ian Gary? Ian Gary beats Islam. Morales, I don't know. We haven't seen enough of Morales. DC will make a WWE reference? Yeah. Have I been gaslit? I swear it was goated. I don't like it. I don't like 327. I don't like it. It's not bad, but I just don't. I don't like the main or co-main event. The main or co-main event is what makes or break a card. And Oberg Prohaska is mid. Van Tyra, mid. You know? Bisping will talk about when I was a fighter. No, I don't mind. I don't like Bisping on commentary. DC, DC, I don't know. People saying Fluffy Hamza would be a good fight, but I never agree with that. Yeah, that was an easy fight. I've always said that Sean Strickland is the hardest fight. Sean Strickland has always been the hardest fight for Chimaev. Always. Kyle Barallo is a hard fight for Chimaev, I think. Never forget I was walking down the street and all of a sudden I saw Nico Price flying knee some random stranger. He made everyone in attendance an MMA fan. And it was turned out the guy who flying kneed was actually robbing a store that was owned by two elderly people. Crazy. Should change UFC card? Maybe. They should do open weight. Nico versus Marcus McGee outside of 7-Eleven and rematch at the park. Marcus McGee. So you want to see a dodo bird and the Predator from Alien and Predators go at it outside of 7-Eleven, basically? Nice. Does O'Malley sleep Zahabo? I'm Canadian, so I don't know yet. I'll have to think about it, but it's a pretty close fight. It's really close. I might lean O'Malley, but guys, it's a super duper. And even if Zahabi gets brutally chinned, doesn't mean it's not a close fight. That's something we cannot forget for that matchup. You know. Hamza would have had a feast. Did you look at him on Fluffy's face after Hamza's son DDP already knew his fate? Yeah. Habib Habib's O'Malley. Zahabi has plot armor. I don't know. Everybody knows Zahabi gets slimed out. That's what he gets paid for. You know, man, it's a close fight. That's all I can say. It's gonna be a really fun and a really close fight. Regardless of the outcome, we will still support Ayman Zahabi and O'Malley. We will support both those guys. O'Malley knocks him out. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a close fight. It could be a close fight and someone gets knocked out. You know, that's just how the game is sometimes. You know? Do you still fight? Me? Yeah. I fight. You think Ilya will ever fight Arman? Nah, I don't think he does. Think he loses to Gaethje. Gaethje fights Arman. Arman beats Gaethje. Ilya gets chinned by Benoit Saint Denis. Gets mauled by Benoit Saint Denis. Then gets chinned by Marcio Raffi. Then loses to Farisiam. That's how it goes. That's what I see. So I predict the future. That's what's gonna happen. So I predict it. Brutal, brutal. All right. I'm dipping. I gotta go eat dinner. I'm going out today for dinner. But I'll be back later. See if I can post a video tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna post, but I'm gonna post something tomorrow. But let me know your guys' thoughts. I might be back tonight too, but let me know. I gotta dip. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. It has been your boy Dag May, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.